Welcome to Transforming Lives Talk Show. My name is Elder Lorraine Flowers, and I am your host. And on tonight, I have some special guests. And my first guest, she's going to introduce herself and just tell us a little bit about yourself. Yolanda Blackman.
My name is Yolanda Blackman. I am from Chicago, Illinois. I am a pharmacist technician. I work for CVS Pharmacy, and I'm on here to kind of go tell about my son's life.
All right, amen. And then our next guest is Will Poe, and he's going to tell a little bit about him. Will, welcome. Can't hardly hear you, Will. Hold on. Your mic is up. It's very low.
Am I talking too low? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's kind of whisper.
I don't know what to talk into. Can you hear me now if I talk like that?
There you go. Can hear you better.
Okay. My name is Willie Poe, as she spoke. Um, Basically, I was arrested and convicted of a senseless gang-related murder back in 1994. I did 22 years in prison. I got out in 2016, so I've been home for about 5 years. In that 5 years, I started three businesses. As you can see, my apparel company, and this is my clothing line, me, and I customize apparel for other people too. And I got a trucking company, and I just got my papers today to make me official for my non-for-profit, which is called Focus. And Focus stands for Focus on Critically Using Our Skills to Be Productive Citizens in Society.
Amen. All right. Well, welcome, Will. So tonight's show is titled Am I My Brother's Keeper? And one of the reasons why I wanted to do this talk show was because I wanted to talk to, our young people and just to let them know that, the violence that's going on in the city is very senseless. And, also just to share, how it affects family when you're, when you're not here anymore, how it affects your loved ones, how it affects your life, even if you end up in prison. Sometimes you don't have a way of coming back out or making it good or coming out and being successful as Will has. And he'll share more about that later. But, all of the violence that's going on in the city, we just wanted to kind of come and share. So I just want, Yolanda, could you share a little bit of your testimony about what happened to your son and, what might be the outcome now?
Okay. The mother of two sons. Mark Diggles was my youngest son. Mark was a good boy. Mark was a boy that helped. He loves basketball. He loved helping his family. He was respectful. He knew how to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. He wasn't a bad kid. September the 9th, 2010, Mark was riding a bike down 84th and Ashland, him and some friends and some guys from across by Foster Park were shooting. And the guy that was on the back of the bike, he jumped off first. Around the time Myrick got off, he got Myrick in the back of the head. So Myrick was killed at 19 in front of a church.
Wow. So sorry to hear that.
It's like I say, it's something like that is rough for a mother, father, parent, family members. It's hard for everybody to go through and deal with going through that grief. In that grief, I started going on venting on Facebook. I guess kind of just trying to deal with it myself. And as I was dealing with it myself, other people started coming to me saying, Yolanda, can you help my friend? Can you? And I'm saying to myself, can I help them? I'm still trying to help myself. But me being a Christian, me believing in God, I say what God ministry that God wanted me to do, to go back to help other parents that lost kids, because everybody can't deal with it and everybody don't have a relationship with God. To me, to get through something like that, you got to have a relationship with God, or sometimes you'll leave here right behind that person that, your loved one.
Mm-hmm. That is true. And you want to help parents that suffer through this and just what would you like to tell our young people about your experience as a parent to have to go through that. That's something that you don't want your parents to go through.
It's something that you want. And if the youth today, I don't even know where to start or what to say, but things have to change as far as how we raise our kids as well, disciplining our kids. And a lot of us know what our kids are doing wrong, know the things, and we still accept it. We still know they have guns in their room and whatever. We still accept it and walk by like it's nothing happening. And it's just not fair. You need to put the guns down and try to love each other, because that's what God has us here for to love each other, to help each other, not for to hurt each other. That's not the will of God. So, we just got to do better as a community, as people, as churches, as everybody. We got to come together and do better, or we're going to have a world that I don't even know what it is, what it is.
True. Thank you for that. And Will, just to, piggyback, could you kind of talk about it from a perspective of, you were there, but now you turned everything around, turned your life around and made that change. So what would you say to encourage a young person that's, dealing with that?
Right now in times that we just have to realize like that we not enemies or we all the same human beings, because ironically, like we was waiting on you, so we started talking. And I'm from Foster Park. You know what I'm saying? She went to Calumet, I went to Calumet. You know what I'm saying? She was like, them are the ones that shot my son.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there, like, we talking though, and we having a conversation. She talking about her Facebook pages and things like that. And I'm like, I'm gonna join her Facebook stuff, like, because I know that there's maybe some type of friction there, but it's really not, because we are the same people. We are the same people. And if we can come together and we can show people like, no, because she could have just got off the scene when I said that's where I come from. She could have just got off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like y'all. But we not. We just, you know what I'm saying? We got to come together and show some type of camaraderie. And like, that's why I was like, she said she has these programs, what she's trying to do. And I'm like, can we help fund you?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna support you. Like, we support each other. And this one we gotta show each other, because like somebody from Foster Park there supporting her. You know what I'm saying? And showing the love to each other. Like, we have to stop. This don't make sense.
It doesn't.
It don't make sense.
It doesn't.
From that mindset, being that young person, like, I always joke, I gotta get out the city before it get dark, before I run into the old me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we have to go back, because it's the mindset, and we got to figure out a way to go change the mindset. I got a friend that he has a movement that he's pushing. It's called We Not Ops. Like, we are not enemies. We are not enemies. No matter what somebody else told us, we not. Because when you do go to prison and stuff, that opposition gonna sleep right next to you or right above your head. You're gonna be right there together. You know what I'm saying? So you wake up when you get there, but it's time to wake up here before you get there. So you don't have to get there, because some people are not coming home. It's too many people that were convicted of the exact same thing that I was convicted of. They ain't coming home.
Wow.
They ain't coming home. By the grace of God, I came home.
Yeah.
I had an option. And sitting there, that's why I started Focus and my programs like that. You know how I do a lot of things with the youth and things like that, because I've been there. And I understand the mindset. It's like society kind of paints this picture through the movies and everything like this, and then the way that we live our life, and people think that that's real. But this isn't a Nintendo or Atari. This isn't a game where you can kill somebody and hit reset. They don't come back.
That's right.
They don't come back. And you might not come back.
That's true. And then even share Will, even the prison life. Share with our youth or our viewers about prison life, because some people think it's sweet.
It's not. It's definitely not sweet. Period. And like when I went to prison, it was a little more grim, a little more harsher. Today's prison isn't what it was back then. But the exact same. But what's still there is the mindset. Like, you can't get away from somebody telling you can't pee. You can hold that. You can't use the bathroom. Hold that. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? These are natural body functions that you need to do, and you chained up and they telling you can't pee.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
They
Yeah.
done took
Yeah.
everything from you.
Mm.
Everything from you. And then not only is that, you have an administration that's standing on your neck trying to make you remember that you are the scum of the earth, you're garbage,
Mm.
you're nothing, you below all of
Mm.
us.
Mm.
Then you have in Illinois, it's 50,000 inmates. You got 50,000
Mm.
inmates standing next to you trying to pull you down, keeping
Mm.
you in the crabs in the barrel type thing. So
Mm.
every time you try to elevate yourself, somebody's there to try to pull you down, want to
Mm.
bump you, want to start a fight with you, want to do something to show that I'm a man, I'm tougher than you. And you have
Wow.
a chosen fruit that are not on that, but the majority of them still had a childish mentality. So
Wow.
in there, it's like you still struggling, you still going through it. And
Mm.
see, in a free world, you can run and hide. In
Yeah.
prison, you can't run and hide because we all right here. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So if you
Mm.
do run up against a nut and they um want to do some bodily harm to you, you can get bodily harm done to you too there.
Wow.
And you might not make it back home that way either, because there's a lot of people that didn't make it back from prison because somebody probably stabbed them or did some form of way to murder them in prison.
Mm.
So
Wow.
it's not nowhere near pretty. It's
Mm.
nowhere near pretty, and it just
Mm.
plays on your mind, and like you
Mm.
have psychological damage when you do come back to society.
Mm.
Like I know I got issues that
Mm.
stem from
Share
PTSD.
that. Share that with us. I mean, like, what is it like when you come home? What is it like?
Like for me, a lot of things, like you have a little box that you have all your possessions in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when
Mm-hmm.
you're in prison, if anybody invade that box, you defend it by all. Like somebody going there and steal something, you have to defend it at all costs. Because if one person takes something from you, two people gonna take something from you. So when that
Mm.
first person takes something from you, you got to make an example out of them. So
Mm.
that box, it's a little tiny box. It's just
Mm.
a box, but it has your possessions in it. And
Mm.
I had a Vicks vapor rub. When I first got to prison, they sold this type of stuff, but then they
Mm.
stopped selling it. So now I got a Vicks vapor rub in there that I'm trying to put it on my nose when I get sick, things like this for years. But I watched that Vicks vapor rub in that box to make sure nobody stole that Vicks vapor rub because I couldn't get no more. You know what I'm saying? So you start
Mm.
holding things and cherishing things. And the minute somebody go into that box and steal something, you got to do something to them, to hurt them.
Wow.
So when I came home, my small possessions that I had,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, this is mine. It's mine.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Wow.
I didn't know till later on, like, that I was holding things real, real tight. So when
Mm.
I came home, my cousin bought me a bunch of different clothes,
Mm-hmm.
and some of the clothes didn't fit. I
Mm.
kept them though, like, this is mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they kept telling me, like, no, 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 no. You could get more clothes. But when I was
Mm.
in prison, I only could get 3 outfits. And I had to keep those 3 outfits for years. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And so for them to give me something, I was like, yeah, I had my shoe size was 8, 9, 10 when I came home. Because I'm finna
Mm.
put on 8, 9, and a 10. You know what I'm saying?
Really? Wow.
Because in my mind, this is mine. I can have it. I'm
Mm.
keeping it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have nothing. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
come home and you start getting things, now you can relinquish and you can let back, you could breathe a little bit. And then
Mm-hmm.
when you come home, it's that mentality. Like in prison, I had to have a mindset that like, you're not gonna screw me over, you're not gonna do this to me. So
Mm-hmm.
for the first 3 jobs that I had, I think I got into it with somebody at each one of them.
Oh
Because I
wow.
felt like, huh?
I said, oh wow.
Yeah, because I felt like I had to establish my position at those jobs. So
Mm.
I'm confrontational,
Mm.
And so someone told me, said, this isn't prison. Like you don't have to do that. Like we don't handle battles like that out here. So
Mm-hmm.
it was playing on my mind. So it took a couple of years for me to get into
Yeah.
that state. I mean, like with family and everybody, you look at it like, what? Like,
Yeah.
no, that ain't how this go.
Yeah.
And it was a psychological issues from prison. I know there was psychological issues from prison
Yeah.
when I look back at them. It's the
Yeah.
mindset. And when
Yeah.
you've been in a system like that for so long, where you got the administration standing on your neck, and you got all these crabs in the barrels just pulling on you. Nobody wants to see you excel in life. No,
Mm.
none of them. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, it was a time when I was in prison, and I walked away from the gangs and stuff. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna step away. And it was some guys. I was in Menard, and these guys was talking about what they was gonna do to me when I
Oh,
stepped
really?
away. They was like, yeah, we're gonna get him, we're gonna kill him. So you like, okay, yeah. And so I mean, whenever you go somewhere, you move in a cage. They put you in these cages in Menard, and we was going to the law library, and I was in the cage with these guys. They was right behind me. Said they was gonna kill Willie Poe. They're like, we're gonna kill Willie Poe. We see him, gonna kill him. We're gonna kill him. So I turned around. I was like, who y'all gonna kill? They was like, Willie Poe. And I was like, these guys don't even know me. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna kill me.
Wow.
This type of stuff that goes on in prison, like I'm standing right here in front of you, and they
Wow.
don't even know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mm-hmm.
turned around and just sat there and went about my business and stuff. And by the grace of God, they didn't know who I was. You know what I'm saying? Because they was talking about killing me, and I was right there in
Wow.
front of them. You know, it's
Mm.
that type of stuff you go through in prison. And
Wow. Wow. And see, like I said, our young people think that that is a, glorified life. A lot of them like to say, well, I'm going to see my homie in there. I'm going to see my friends in there. We going to kick it or whatever, whatever. But, it's not that kind of life. And then, like Yolanda, just tell a little bit more about how it affects parents. Like you have a page, a group of the parents. And when you first started, where did it start from? It was from like how many people, and now it's grown to
It
what's the
started with
number?
like a couple of people. Actually, Minister Avery at Bishop Church.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first person kind of that told me about somebody that he
Mm-hmm.
knew, and then gradually people started coming to me. I'm like, okay, what they want me to do? I don't know what to do Then I just kept on putting quotes and scriptures and things on there. And then after so long, I seen all these people follow me, and I was like, okay, it's time for me. I moved over and named my group Encouragement for Parents of Deceased Children, which I
Mm-hmm.
have over 2,000 members now, and
Wow.
I go on there at least 3 times a day, and I put different
Mm-hmm.
quotes on there. Sometimes I put Christian music on there, and I have different nationalities over there on there: black, white,
Mm-hmm.
Chinese. It's no color. We all lost our kids, and we all
Mm-hmm.
healed from grieving.
Yeah.
So it's rough, and then sometimes you get people on there that don't have a relationship with God. I had a guy on there yesterday was like, if my son didn't go to heaven, I don't want to have anything to do with what's going on with God.
Oh yeah, I remember you sent me that.
That just
Wow.
took
I
me what
know.
I can say, nothing,
Mm-hmm.
because he might be at the beginning of his grieving, and this is my
Mm-hmm.
dad. He dealing with it.
Yeah.
We all probably
Yeah.
question God, why did this happen to my kid?
So
I
true.
pray for my son every day, every night. Lord, he's still gone. So, like I said, he might be going through the beginning of it and trying to deal
Mm-hmm.
with it. And I said, hopefully, maybe gradually, when he keep on reading, maybe gradually
Mm-hmm.
grow, grow a little from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because his question was really kind of real. He was basically like, I hear all these, I'm done with these churches that's talking about, my son didn't go to heaven or something like that. And he was like, I just can't see a God that would not, allow my son to go to heaven. And he was just, really just venting. And I understand that, because when your loved one dies, it's hard. You question, um, and I could give a little bit of my story. Is out of high school, me and my daughter's father was like high school sweethearts. And we both graduated from high school. He had a scholarship to go to play football in Arkansas University. I had a scholarship for Chicago to stay here, Chicago State University. And a week before he was supposed to leave, he was shot and killed. Got into it with somebody because of his cousins, and he was shot and killed. And one bullet killed him. And for years, I was like, Lord, why? I know people got shot up 16, 17 times. Like, this is not fair. But I trust God, and I really didn't know God as I know him now, but I never was angry with the Lord. But at the same time, I just would like, Lord, this just is, it does not fair. And so I could understand how anyone would feel, when and you go through that because those are stages of grieving. And when you're grieving, it's not, and I want to say this to our viewers, and I've said this before, don't get mad at somebody if they grieving for X amount of years, because grief, I'm telling you, it's deep. It's easy for you to tell somebody, you should get over it, blah 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 blah, you should accept it, but it doesn't happen overnight. It is something that God really have to help you get over. It is really a process, and it doesn't happen overnight, and it's really not easy. So I commend you, Yolanda, for really going forward and ministering to the people. And I've been on that group, and I see the people, the comments and stuff, and they, people are really going through, they don't understand, so and that's why I really wanted to do this show, because I really just wanted people to know, we may think that we're not our brother's keeper, but we are. We should be, standing in the gap for our brothers and sisters. We should be. And then now it's getting real bad where it's young people, babies are getting shot and killed, and that is really heart-wrenching. Could you imagine a mother that birthed their child, and no matter what age they are, you miss your child, no matter how old they are, no matter how young they are, the grief is the same, so that is something that I really have a heart for. Oh, sure.
For family members that have lost kids and other family members, you might have a sister that lost her kids. A lot of family members are unpatient. They're not patient. They think you're supposed to get over this in 2 seconds, 2 days. A parent that lost a kid never gets over it.
Yeah.
So I want to tell people out there, if you have a family member that has lost a kid, you have to be patient. It could be 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. They still going to go through that grieving. Like, I had a bad year. I don't have a bad year. And I had got up that morning. I was good and everything. All of a sudden, the whole thing just changed around, and I just booed and cried that whole day. 2 days later, it was my son's Angel Day. I said, that's why I knew it was Angel Day, but I didn't know why I was reacting the way I react. So people have to be more compassionate, more understanding when people going through that. It's not nothing you're going to get over today, tomorrow. And people say assaulting things you shouldn't say, so you need to watch what you say to people that will hurt people's feelings, because people have feelings.
Wow. Yeah. Will, is there anything you may want to say to parents or young people or community or anything?
I was finna comment on when we were just sitting there talking, just me and her, but she was telling me how she the little what is it at the what is the little thing you do with the picture, the memos?
I was telling him how I make the journals with the child. The parent, I send the journals to the parent. In the journal, it has the child's pictured in there, and it have a scripture in there. And this is a journal that they can use to write their feelings down, their emotions down.
Oh, that's good.
As well. I was telling them that someone else had been doing it for me for years, and this is something that I wanted to do my own instead of someone else doing it, because this is my group. So I want to, I want to my own group.
Yeah, and then don't you also do? Yolanda, talk about
herself. She funded by herself. And I was like, nah, we should be helping her. You know what I'm saying? That's what I know I am. I'm gonna donate something to the cause. Because I'm listening to her. And plus I'm on the other side of the spectrum too. So I really want to, do whatever I can to get back. That's why the majority of the young men that I deal with, I try to get them in their teenage years. Like my nonprofit was kind of funded for guys between 12 and 25, guys and girls. And because I feel like we got to get back to them, and we definitely got to get to them younger. So like right now I'm even starting like a breakfast thing. Like once a month, I'm going to try to take young men that's like 12, 13, 14, because when they making a transition. And I think a lot of my transition came in those ages right there at 12, 13, 14, because it's like you come into a puberty and you coming into like different things, and you don't have that. We learning from each other. We
Yeah.
both, we scared to telling adults, so we all the same age, so we all telling each other what we should be doing and how we should be thinking. And
True.
young, so we should be doing this. Yeah, we should be doing that. And we start doing it, but without no guidance. So I know it's a lot of people that don't have fathers in their home and things like that. But I feel like if I could have a conversation with some of them, it's a possibility that we might. So once a month, I'm starting through my nonprofit. We're gonna take kids out for breakfast and just sit down and try to have a conversation. And I got this when I'm the 12-year-old. He was having his birthday, and I took all my nephews together. I'm sitting saying, listen to them, and they like, yeah. I started washing up. I started brushing my teeth. I started combing my hair. It's girls at school. It's this, and then they was like, how did they? They was talking about how to treat girls and all this type of stuff. And I'm like, they 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? They made me start thinking about me, and I was like, they teach each other. They teaching each other, and if we don't stop and try to, catch them. Get in there and put something in their head like this is what you should be doing. Think about this, you know what I'm saying? And give them some type of options. And I never forget, I was young, and I know I went to they had a little TV show on, it was a Bible TV station on channel 38 or something.
Okay.
And we went down and it was a raffle. I remember I won something. They came down there and the guy asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? Grow up? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 11, 12 years old. Like, I don't know what you asking me that for. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, I didn't have no ambitions because I didn't know what I really wanted to be, And so I feel like we need to start pouring into some of these kids so that they can understand their options. What are my options?
Yeah.
What really are my options? Because right now I don't have nothing. It's my world is grim. You know what I'm saying? My world is grim. Like, for the summer, I do the summer youth program. I take my equipment out there and show the kids how to make T-shirts, how to run a business from their home for the summer. And I look at them kids like I brought a bin of T-shirts. Like, here, let's go get T-shirts. They was snatching like, can I have 3? Can I have 4? You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at it like, man, it was kind of sad to me. But I'm like, yeah, take 3, take 4. But I'm gonna show y'all a skill. So I'm gonna show you a skill. I'm gonna show you that you don't have to just do T-shirts, but you can use the insight that you have to do businesses. And that's why, at the end of my summer program, I funded this young lady because she had the, to me, she was the sharpest. She came to every class. She wants to sell her own clothing line. So we got together, made her little clothing line, showed her how to get her LLC, showed her how to get her EIN number. And now my next thing is to take her to the bank. I'm gonna give her $100, and now she got to start a business bank account.
Okay.
So because people don't, most kids ain't got bank accounts. Last year, I was just giving anyway just so they can start a bank account because they don't have a bank account. And so when you don't have nothing to really look forward to, why do I care about living?
True.
There's nothing. I don't care. And sometimes when kids get around kids, the kid that don't got nothing, he want to take something from the kids that got something because he ain't got nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
So we got a way to get him something. That's just my opinion on that, though. We have to try to catch them, especially catch them young. And you have to, I believe, you have to have a target curriculum course. When I say target curriculum course, every meal that we have, we're going to have a specific target. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk today about a dress. How do you dress when you go to school?
Yeah.
Why do you dress like that when you go to school? You know what I'm saying? And then we go from there. The dress can entail the hygiene, things like that, keeping yourself looking good. Because a lot of times when you get that age and you're a boy, you starting to do it for the girl. You know what I'm saying? So now we got to gravitate into, okay, now what do you do when you get the girl? Or when you're trying to get the girl? How do you get the girl? So now how you going to treat the girl when you get the girl? You know what I'm saying? What's the purpose of having the girl? Excuse me. But we have to go into those conversations with them. We have to.
Yeah. And then you could teach them also about how to, dress for a job if they want to do, get job or funding or how, just like you're doing with the business and stuff. So that's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we're going to wrap it up. And I just want to know any final words, anything that you may want to add to encourage the people out there and,
How do we get with you, Miss Yolanda?
Huh? I'm
How
sorry.
do we get with you? How do we get in contact with you?
I can Lorraine has my phone number information. If either you can come on a group encouragement for parents of deceased children.
Yeah.
Encouragement.
For parents of deceased children.
Encouragement for parents of deceased
Mm-hmm.
children. That's a
Mm-hmm.
Facebook page.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's a group page. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a group
Okay.
page.
Okay. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to go on there and try to like or become part of it, something. Because if I could do anything, you know, I want to.
I appreciate
That's
it.
great. That's
Part of
great.
that.
So
Appreciate it.
Will, tell us a little bit about your business, and would like tell the viewers about your business.
Well, like my business is I customize t-shirts. So I customize
Mhm.
t-shirts, for other people business and birthdays, funerals, parties, whatever you want for your t-shirts. We can
Mhm.
design it. We can put on a t-shirt for you. Um, Not just a t-shirt, but a hoodie, but a hat,
Mhm.
jogging pants, whatever it is, that you need, we can accommodate that for you. I am pushing this me line because this me is it's called mentally evolve, and it's our catchphrase. I can't be nobody but me, so I got to be the
Mhm.
best me that I can be. You know,
Okay,
so,
that's good.
yeah, you can't be nobody but me. We got a little song, we got some music going on with it and everything. Um,
Mhm.
Trying to get a little video going. I gotta get a couple more pictures of uh I wanna have guys in different organizations, things like that, so we can
Okay.
show some type of camaraderie, you know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
in there. We pushing that. I still got the trucking company. I got my little sprinter van where we move general freight for people and things like that. And focus. Now focus, that's gonna be my heart. I'm gonna push that more than anything. And I'm gonna try to do whatever I can because
What's focus?
focus on critically using our skills. That's my non for profit,
Okay.
and that's what I want. I'm really harping on because because we got it. This is my way of reaching back to. This is my way of like reaching back. It's called
Okay.
focus.
Okay.
Trying to line it up, but focus.
Okay.
And that's what that's what I'm doing my reach back for the youth, and not
Uh-huh.
only for the youth. I'm trying to get other grown people too, if I can, whatever I
Mhm.
can to help somebody else become a productive citizen in society. Because a lot of times we need to hear somebody else say we good at something. Because
True.
like
True.
you
Encouraging.
right, like for you always speaking good things. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You take
Mhm.
charge. You got
Mhm.
that. You got
Yeah.
that. You're gonna be very
Yeah.
boisterous. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing with your talk show. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Mhm.
somebody might have poured that into you to let you know, like, this is where you should be. Now,
Mhm.
with that, you're focusing on critically using the skills that God has gave you to be a
Yeah.
voice to everybody else.
Right.
True.
You know what I'm saying? That could benefit you financially or
Mhm.
however it goes. You know what I'm saying? It's something
Mhm.
that you be doing. And I feel like we need to give that to other people. So do
Yeah.
a little assessment, I'll create a little assessment and try to talk to people and just try to evaluate, like if we can, hey, this might be where you need to be. Try this,
Mhm.
try that. And if,
Yeah.
if you don't like that, try something else. Move again. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But
Oh,
never
that's good.
never just stop, but keep doing something that you feel good at being a productive citizen in society.
All right. That's great. Well, thank you, Will, so much for being a part of the show. And Yolanda, did you have any last words? Anything you want
No,
to say, encourage?
know anybody that lost a kid or parent that need encouragement, they can come on the page, encouragement for parents of children.
Amen. All right. So I just want to thank you all so much for being a part of the show.
Thank
This
you.
has really been my heart to really, talk to the audience and talk to people about, am I my brother's keeper? Because we really need to know, that we are and we should be watching out for one another, and as a community, as a people, as, our loved ones. We need to know that this is real. Going to prison is real. Going to you know dying is real. And people need to wake up. Just it's a wake up call right now, and God wants us to be our brother's keeper. So thank you all so much for being a part of the show.
And I'll
So
get his information as well so I can help him out with his business as well.
Oh, great. That's awesome. I like to connect partners and, we can partner and all of that. So that's great. Well, I thank you all for tuning in on today. Today's show has been I Am My Brother's Keeper, and this is Transforming Lives. My name is Lorraine Flowers, and I am excited that you have decided to tune in. So stay tuned for another talk show and another day, another time. But as always, let God transform your life. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you.